From the very first moment a boysenberry forms on the vine, its quality is shaped by timing, care, and speed, and this focus on freshness becomes the foundation of everything that follows in the processing journey. Boysenberries are delicate by nature. Their thin skin, high juice content, and deep pigmentation make them especially vulnerable to damage, heat, and time. Because of this, growers and processors treat harvesting not as a simple collection step, but as a precision operation designed to capture peak flavor before it fades. Harvesting usually takes place early in the morning, when the berries are cool and firm. At this hour, natural sugars are balanced, acidity is stable, and the berries are less likely to bruise. Skilled workers or specialized harvesting equipment gently remove the fruit from the vines, ensuring the berries remain intact. Overripe or underripe berries are avoided, because even small inconsistencies at this stage can influence the taste and color of the final syrup. The goal is uniformity: berries that share the same deep purple hue, softness, and aroma. Immediately after harvest, the berries are placed into shallow, ventilated containers rather than deep bins. This prevents crushing under their own weight and allows air to circulate, slowing down heat buildup. Time becomes the most critical factor. Boysenberries begin to lose freshness within hours if left untreated, so transport the processing facility happens as quickly as possible. Refrigerated trucks or temperature-controlled vehicles are often used to maintain cool conditions, preserving the fruit's natural structure and preventing fermentation before processing even begins. Upon arrival at the processing plant, the berries do not sit idle. They are moved directly into the receiving area, where the first layer of quality control takes place. This is a crucial checkpoint. Workers trained to recognize subtle differences in color, texture, and smell quickly sort through the berries. Leaves, stems, underripe fruit, and damaged berries are removed. This step ensures that only the highest quality fruit enters the production line, protecting the flavor integrity of the syrup from the start. After inspection, the berries move into the washing stage, one of the most delicate yet essential parts of the process. Unlike hard fruits, boysenberries cannot withstand aggressive cleaning methods. Instead, they pass through stainless steel wash channels filled with cold, purified water. Gentle bubbling systems and soft spray jets lift dirt, dust, and tiny debris from the surface without breaking the skin. The water temperature are carefully controlled to avoid bruising or juice loss. Multiple rinse cycles may be used, each monitored by sensors that track cleanliness and water purity. Once washed, excess moisture is removed using air knives or vibrating conveyors. This step may seem minor, but it plays a vital role in preserving flavor. Too much surface water can dilute juice concentration later in the process. By removing just enough moisture without drying the fruit, processors maintain the berries' natural balance. The cleaned berries then move into the crushing and pulping stage, where preserving flavor becomes even more critical. Industrial crushers are designed specifically for soft berries, applying gentle pressure rather than aggressive force. The goal is to break the fruit open, not destroy it. As the berries are crushed, their juice is released along with natural aromas that define boysenberry flavor. The deep purple color begins to intensify, signaling the release of anthocyanins, the natural pigments responsible for the berry's dark hue. Throughout crushing, temperature control remains a priority. Excess heat can dull flavor and alter color, so the machinery operates at carefully regulated speeds. This ensures the juice retains its fresh, vibrant character rather than developing cooked or bitter notes. The result is a thick berry mash containing juice, pulp, skins, and seeds, all still rich in natural compounds. Next comes the extraction phase, where precision truly protects freshness. The berry mash is transferred into extraction tanks and gently warmed. This warming is minimal, just enough to allow juice to flow more freely from the pulp. Advanced presses and centrifuges separate liquid from solids with remarkable efficiency. Instead of squeezing aggressively, these systems rely on controlled pressure and centrifugal force, preventing the release of unwanted bitterness from seeds or skins. The extracted juice at this stage is intensely aromatic, with a fresh berry scent that reflects the quality of the original fruit. Its color is deep but natural, not overly darkened by heat or oxidation. This is where early stage care pays off. Because the berries were harvested at peak ripeness, transported quickly, and handled gently, the juice carries a clean, balanced flavor profile without harshness. Filtration follows extraction, refining the juice while protecting its character. Rather than stripping the juice of its essence, modern filtration systems remove only unwanted particles. Fine mesh screens and membrane filters eliminate tiny bits of pulp or sediment that could affect texture. At every point, processors avoid overfiltering, which could remove flavor-carrying compounds. The aim is smoothness without loss, clarity without emptiness. Oxygen exposure is another silent enemy of freshness, and throughout the process, it is carefully minimized. Closed systems, sealed pipelines, and inert gas environments reduce oxidation, helping preserve both color and taste. This attention to detail ensures that the juice entering the syrup, making tastes like freshly crushed berries, not something processed or artificial. By the time the juice is ready for concentration, it already reflects the success of freshness first approach. The natural sweetness remains intact, meaning less added sugar is needed later. The acidity is balanced, providing brightness rather than sharpness. Most importantly, the flavor is true to the fruit itself, rich and complex rather than flat or overly sweet. This entire sequence, from harvest to extraction, demonstrates that great syrup's not created by technology alone, but by restraint and respect for the raw ingredient. Machines do not replace care, they enhance it. Every conveyor speed, water temperature, pressure level, and time interval is chosen to protect what nature has already perfected. Freshness is not a single step in the process. It is a continuous philosophy. It influences when the berries are picked, how they are moved, how they are cleaned, and how they are crushed. Each decision builds on the last, forming a chain where weakness at any point would compromise the final product. When consumers eventually open a bottle of dark boysenberry syrup, they experience the result of this invisible discipline. The aroma that rises from the bottle echoes the berry fields. The color reflects careful handling rather than artificial enhancement. The taste delivers depth and brightness that can only come from fruit that was respected from the very beginning. In the end, protecting freshness and flavor is not about rushing, but about timing. Not about force, but about gentleness. Not about adding more, but about preserving what is already there. From the first touch in the field to the final drop of juice extracted in the plant, the boysenberry's journey is guided by one principle above all others: keep the berry true to itself. Once the boysenberry juice has been carefully extracted and refined, the role of modern technology becomes central in transforming that vibrant liquid into a rich, stable, and consistently high-quality syrup. This stage is where science, engineering, and craftsmanship intersect, ensuring that every bottle delivers the same depth of flavor, color, and texture regardless of when or where it is produced. Unlike traditional methods relied heavily on boiling and guesswork, modern processing uses precision at every step, protecting the berry's natural character while enhancing its shelf life and usability. The transformation begins with advanced filtration, a step that may appear subtle but has a powerful impact on the final product. At this point, the juice still contains microscopic solids, natural fibers, and fine particles that can affect mouthfeel and appearance. Instead of removing these elements aggressively, processors use carefully calibrated filtration systems designed specifically for fruit juices. Fine mesh filters, cross-flow membranes, and multi-stage clarifiers work together to remove unwanted sediment while allowing flavor compounds, natural sugars, and pigments to pass through untouched. The result is a juice that is smooth and visually uniform, yet still full-bodied and expressive. Consistency is a major goal here. A syrup that separates, clouds, or thickens unevenly over time can damage consumer trust. Filtration ensures that every batch behaves the same way, whether poured cold from the refrigerator or warmed over a dessert. It also prepares the juice for the next major transformation: concentration. The concentration stage is where boysenberry juice becomes syrup, and it is one of the most technologically sophisticated parts of the entire process. In older systems, juice was boiled at high temperatures to evaporate water, often sacrificing delicate aromas and natural sweetness in the process. Modern facilities rely on vacuum evaporation instead. By lowering the pressure inside the evaporator, water can be removed at significantly lower temperatures. This gentle approach protects volatile flavor compounds that would otherwise be lost to heat. Inside the vacuum evaporator, the juice flows through large stainless steel chambers where water slowly vaporizes and is captured separately. As moisture is removed, the juice thickens and darkens, its flavor becoming more concentrated and intense. The process is continuously monitored by sensors that track temperature, pressure, and viscosity in real time. Operators can make immediate adjustments, ensuring the syrup reaches the exact depth required without over-concentrating or scorching. This precision has a direct impact on taste. Because the juice is not exposed to excessive heat, The final syrup retains bright berry notes alongside its deeper, jam-like richness. The natural balance between sweetness and acidity remains intact, creating a syrup that tastes layered rather than heavy. This is one of the defining advantages of modern syrup production: intensity without harshness. As concentration continues, attention turns to formulation. Depending on the product specification, natural sweeteners may be introduced at this stage. Some syrups rely entirely on the sugars present in the fruit, while others incorporate measured amounts of sugar or alternative sweeteners to achieve a specific flavor profile or consistency. Automated dosing systems ensure absolute accuracy, adding ingredients in exact quantities down to the smallest fraction. This removes variability and ensures that every batch tastes identical to the last. Mixing tanks equipped with slow, controlled agitators blend the syrup thoroughly without introducing air. Air bubbles can affect both texture and shelf life, so the mixing process is designed to be smooth and deliberate. The syrup becomes glossy, uniform, and luxuriously thick, signaling that it is nearing its final form. Safety and stability now take priority, and this is where pasteurization plays a critical role. Even the highest quality fruit juice can contain naturally occurring microorganisms that, if left untreated, could spoil the product or pose health risks. Pasteurization addresses this without compromising flavor. The syrup is gently heated to a specific temperature for a carefully controlled amount of time, sufficient to neutralize harmful microbes while preserving color and taste. Modern pasteurization systems use heat exchangers that allow precise temperature control and rapid transitions. The syrup is heated evenly, avoiding hot spots that could cause caramelization or flavor degradation. Immediately after pasteurization, the syrup is cooled quickly. This rapid cooling locks in freshness and prevents further chemical changes, maintaining the syrup's vibrant character. Throughout this phase, automation and monitoring systems operate continuously. Digital control panels display live data on temperature, flow rate, and pressure. Any deviation from established parameters triggers alerts, allowing operators to intervene before quality is affected. This level of oversight ensures that safety never comes at the expense of flavor. Before the syrup can be packaged, it undergoes comprehensive quality testing. Laboratories within the processing facility analyze samples from each batch, measuring viscosity, color density, sweetness levels, and acidity. These tests ensure that the syrup meets strict internal standards as well as regulatory requirements. Visual inspections confirm the syrup's clarity and sheen, while sensory evaluations verify aroma and taste consistency. This rigorous testing phase reflects a broader philosophy of modern production: quality is measured, not assumed. By relying on data as well as human expertise, producers can guarantee that each bottle delivers the same premium experience. Packaging marks the final stage of transformation, but even here, technology plays a vital role. Automated filling lines are designed to handle viscous liquids with exceptional precision. Bottles move along conveyor belts at synchronized speeds as filling nozzles dispense exact volumes of syrup. This precision prevents waste, ensures consistent labeling, and maintains visual uniformity across products. Sterility remains essential. Bottles and taps are sanitized before filling, and the environment is tightly controlled to prevent contamination. Once filled, bottles are sealed immediately, preserving freshness and protecting the syrup from air and light. Labeling systems apply branding, nutritional information, and batch codes with high accuracy, supporting traceability and consumer confidence. From a logistical standpoint, consistency simplifies everything. Uniform viscosity ensures the syrup pours the same way every time. Stable formulation prevents separation during storage. Reliable pasteurization extends shelf life without preservatives. Together, these outcomes make the syrup easier to transport, store, and enjoy. What makes modern technology truly powerful in this process is not just efficiency, but restraint. Machines are not used to overpower the fruit, but to protect it. Sensors, vacuum systems, and automated controls exist to preserve what the berries naturally provide, not to replace it. This philosophy allows producers to scale up production without sacrificing authenticity. The deep, dark color of boysenberry syrup is a perfect example. Rather than relying on artificial coloring, modern processes preserve natural pigments by minimizing oxidation and heat damage. The result is a visually striking syrup that reflects the fruit itself, signaling quality before the bottle is even opened. Shelf life, once a trade-off against flavor, is now achieved through balance. Pasteurization, controlled environments, and airtight packaging work together to keep the syrup stable for extended periods. Consumers can enjoy the product weeks or months after production, confident that it will taste as intended. Ultimately, the transformation from juice to syrup is where modern processing proves its value. It turns a perishable liquid into a versatile, long-lasting product without stripping away identity. The syrup that emerges is not just thicker juice. It is a carefully engineered expression of the berry, refined but recognizable. Every drop represents hundreds of controlled decisions: how much water to remove, how gently to heat, how precisely to mix, how quickly to cool. These decisions, guided by technology, ensure that the final syrup is rich without being heavy, sweet without being cloying, and stable without being artificial. When poured over food or stirred into drinks, the syrup performs exactly as expected. It flows smoothly, coats evenly, and delivers consistent flavor from the first pour to the last. That reliability is the quiet achievement of modern technology working behind the scenes. In the end, advanced processing does not distance the product from its natural origin. Instead, it bridges the gap between field and table, allowing the essence of boysenberries to be captured, preserved, and shared on a global scale. Through filtration, vacuum concentration, pasteurization, and precision control, raw fruit becomes a refined syrup that honors its source while meeting the demands of modern consumption.